everybody, this is Hornlitz here, and welcome back for more Let's Glitch The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. In the last episode, we got ourselves into Lanayru Twilight, and then into Lakebed Temple through a bunch of glitches, and then got a few things here. And in this episode, we are going to be getting one last thing here in Lakebed Temple, and then I'm going to hopefully go and finish Lanayru Twilight. So that's pretty nice. So right off the bat, as I mentioned, I need to get one more thing in Lakebed Temple, and I think I even mentioned it at the end of last episode. We need to get OoB, because we actually can't beat the dungeon yet. We can't beat the boss, and we can't go out the normal exits either. So the only way we have of getting out of the dungeon is actually with OoB. But it also works in our favor because we need OoB for something later. So anyways, you can actually break the pot through the wall. It's not even precise, like it's just kind of funny. But after that we have to claw shot our way over because unfortunately we can't collect OoB from the other side. So yeah. Otherwise we probably would have gotten OoB on our first pass through this room. But yeah. Anyways, so now that we're done that, we can just warp out of the dungeon, and this is going to actually put us right in front of the spring in Lake Hylia, where we can get the Vessel of Light. But the problem is we can't actually get the Vessel of Light right now, and I'm not actually sure why that is, because you're never supposed to be able to go into Lake Hylia without the water in Lake Hylia being raised. So I'm not sure why they put that failsafe. Oh, you know what? It might be because normally there's actually a bug on this on Fierre's little hut here when the water's raised, but because the hut's on the ground, because the water's lower, the bug would have nowhere to go. That might be why. You know what? I'm gonna say it's that for now. That might be completely wrong. I'm not sure, but that makes sense to me. But anyways, so now that we've talked to Fierre there, we can just start this fight right here, and we've got a trick. So right here, I'm just swimming out in the water just to get this guy flying around a little quicker. And then I'm going to transform into human and roll over to a certain spot, right about here. It's not really precise or anything. And once this guy starts flying towards me and targeting me, I'm going to swim out into the water and start sinking down. And if you do it right, which I believe I did, yes I did, the fight's just gonna end. Just like that. So the reason that works is because the way that this fight works is you're supposed to normally attack the Kargorok until the Bulblin that's on the back of him falls off, and then you kill that Bulblin, and then this cutscene starts. So basically just the trigger for this cutscene starting is the Bulblin dying. And so by luring the Kargorok into the water, we put the Bulblin in the water, and a lot of enemies are programmed to die immediately once they touch water, and that Kargorok is one of them. Or not the Kargorok, that Bulblin is one of them. And so by luring him into the water, we kill him immediately, and the cutscene ends. But it's a little bit dangerous, because if the Kargorok grabs you while you're human, the game crashes, so you need to be really careful. And you even have to unplug your console to get out of the crash. It's annoying, but yeah, it's a really cool trick. It saves actually a decent amount of time, like 10 to 20 seconds. I'm actually not sure how much time it saves, but yeah, it's pretty cool. But one side effect is you actually have to transform once you enter the Kargorok flight, which is pretty cool that it actually still works out properly. Everything's back to normal. But anyways, right here, I need to hopefully get something real quick. Okay, I got it right there. Alright, that took a few tries. So yeah, by kind of going up into that little, crack between the walls there, and then turning left as you're doing it, basically, you can actually just clip right through the wall. And this is actually faster. This saves a little bit of time because you can just take a more direct path to the exit here. But it's a little bit weird because right here, I'm actually being forced a little bit more towards the right, and I need to kind of keep moving left a little bit. But yeah, it's not a huge deal. You can correct it. It's not a big problem. But yeah, it's a pretty cool trick, and it's pretty cool that you can just get out of bounds like this. But it's such an annoying trick. I don't like it. There are some people who go for it in speedruns. I'm not one of those people. But yeah, you can actually also trigger the loading zone from out of bounds. You don't need to clip back in bounds. It's pretty cool. And this text right here, you can actually skip it with a one-frame jump attack, but of course I missed it. But that's okay. It's not like it's a big deal. But yeah, so now that we're done that, we can head into what is this even? Lower Zora's Domain? I don't know if this room specifically has a separate name for itself, but whatever. No, actually, one cool thing that I want to bring up is that an old 100% route, like, I think this was like a 100% route from like 2013 or 2014 or something. Back before they figured out that early Master Sword was viable for 100%, there was actually a way to skip doing this climb right here, which is a little weird. You'd think that it would be unskippable, but no, there's a separate entrance to this room, which it's sort of just like a shortcut that you're supposed to use for later once you have more items in the game and whatnot. But yeah, you were actually able to do that, like use that in Twilight, which is pretty cool, but unfortunately that route was, I mean, once we figured out, or I say we like I had any part in it, but once it was figured out that you could do EMS, or Early Master Sword, unfortunately, that route is no longer viable, or no longer faster or anything, but it was a really cool route, honestly. I really enjoyed that route. But yeah, anyways. So yeah, this is, now that we're done that, we have the warp portal here, and with that we can go and head to Death Mountain and warp the meteor. Actually, let me grab some hearts first, because I took some damage while doing the flight there. So yeah, we're gonna head to Death Mountain and warp the meteor. But wait, what meteor? So yeah, we never actually did anything, like we never had the meteor spawn, because normally, you know, when you come through here to go to Goron Mines, we're supposed to have this whole sequence where the meteor falls on us play out, but of course, because we never did Goron Mines, we never came through here, we never had the meteor spawn, so we have to do it now. It's kind of nice that, well, actually, I mean, I guess it would normally fall anyways the first time you come into this room, that's probably how it's programmed, but one really nice thing about it is that you don't actually have to beat Goron Mines to warp this, which it's really, really convenient that they didn't have that as a, like as a failsafe, because if so, Early Master Sword wouldn't be possible for 100%. Now right here, hopefully, okay, I missed it. You can get a one-frame side hop out of this text right here, and the interesting thing about doing that one, most of them is just like you save a few seconds, but this one actually, the map fails to update. So there wouldn't be any blue on the mini-map. It would all just be like the green, and the mini-map wouldn't think that there's any water in the area, even though there very clearly is water now. So yeah, that's actually something interesting, but unfortunately I failed that. But anyways, so now I'm going to exit this room through the water tunnel. You might be wondering why. Well, if you know this game, you'll know that actually skipped a cutscene. So there's normally, as soon as you warp the meteor, there's a cutscene that plays where the former Queen of the Zoras, Queen Rutella, her spirit comes and says, thank you for saving my people, and can you please go save my son now, or something along those lines. And we can skip that cutscene by just going underwater, which is pretty nice. It saves a bit of time, because that cutscene takes a decent amount of time. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. We do have to do the trick, or we do have to like go in that underwater tunnel once more, unfortunately, because we have to go through there once more because there's a bug in that room. But we can just do it the exact same way as normal, or as normal, as if that skip is normal, but you know what I mean, as we did before. So yeah. But now that we have the vessel, now that the water in Lake Hylia is raised, we can get the vessel, and so now that we have it, we can actually start doing the final Twilight. So yeah, this first bug is just over here. We can go and kill him, and then we can head on our way to the Shadow Beasts, which are just over there. So yeah, now this Twilight, I really don't like this Twilight. This is, like, I'm pretty sure this is everyone's least favorite Twilight. I mean, it's the longest Twilight. Everything's so spread out. Like, seriously, there's a bug in Castletown of all places, and it's like, why? But yeah, nobody likes this one. But one thing that I do like about this is actually the routing. Not 100% routing, but like the routing for this this Twilight is like, it feels just so fast. Like, there's some things where, like, you look at the route to something and you're like, oh, okay, that was, like, hardly my fault. But anyways, yeah, so, like, there's some things where you, like, look at the routing to it and it's like, I've got some ideas for something that might be faster, maybe it's not, and then you time it, and no, like, this Twilight, like, just, you look at it and you're like, okay, that is the fastest route. Like, it's just, it looks so fast, which I do really appreciate. But anyways, that's just a little bit of a OCD thing for me, I guess. But whatever. So now that all that's done, we can just go and kill this bug and get on our way. Once I do this, actually, we're going to be warping out because that's the fastest. Oops, I want to actually collect the tier and then warp up here to Zora's Domain. And so yeah, this is when we're going to be going and actually doing Lanayru. This is when we have to come through here again and do Rutella Skip. But actually, I want to point something out. So, you know how I did Rutella Skip? I had to transform into human and use the iron boots? Well, there actually is another way of doing it. You can actually use this bug that's right here and use the mid to charge attack on the bug and, like, just sort of, like, do a big jump up, land in the water, and sink low enough to go into that tunnel as Wolf. But it is super precise. So yeah, it's a little unfortunate that that's not really viable for human, but it's still a pretty cool trick. But anyways, so now that all of that's done, we can just head out into here. Now, there is one trick that I actually don't really know how to do. You can actually just sort of like swim to the edge of the waterfall here, and then do a side hop out of the waterfall. And what that'll do is, that should, if you do it right, that'll land you on that platform that has, like, you see the vines that are down there by the rupees there? It'll land you on the lower platform there, and that skips having to actually, like, walk over here with the iron boots and then come this way and transform and everything. Well, actually, I guess you'd have to transform anyways, but yeah, it saves a little bit of time, and I really should learn how to do that, because it does save a decent amount of time. But yeah, so then after that's done, you can just, if you saw where I dropped off, you can just, like, drop off there and collect, or, like, land on that platform with the rupee and whatnot, and get down to that bug without actually doing the mid-jumps, which is nice. Now right here we have lily pad bugs. These guys are annoying. That was actually really good. You can get both of them in one attack, but I'll take what I just got. That was pretty good. Normally you attack one of them, and then the other one sort of flies away, and then you have to, like, go chasing that one a bit, and it's really annoying, but anyways. So now that I've done that, I want to... Oh, shoot, actually... Well, I guess I do want to collect rupees. So normally, you're supposed to be collecting random rupees a bunch throughout this route, but unfortunately, I collected too many rupees. So, because Twilight Princess has a really stupid mechanic in it, where if you open a rupee chest, but can't fully hold all of the rupees that it holds, so like if you open up, you know, an orange rupee chest, and you don't have 100 rupees left that can fit in your wallet, then unfortunately it puts the rupee back. And that's actually going to come back to bite me in a little bit, because I have too many rupees, because I need to get an orange rupee, but I can't hold that many rupees. Oops. Don't talk to Isa. But anyways, so yeah, I guess I'm going to be collecting a bunch of random rupees so that I can get as many as I can. But anyways, so now that that's done, normally what you would do is you would actually go into, where is it? Oh yeah, that path over there, which leads to actually, open the map again. It leads to this area right here, to, whatever it's called, North Lanayru Hyrule Field, or something along those lines. But I'm not going to do that, because normally, like, you would go there, and then you would run down here, and then go and get the Castletown bug, but I want to get it a bit of a different way. This is not in the route in the slightest. It is way slower. There is only one speedrun route that uses it, and it's low percent, and low percent is a terrible category, but anyways, this is actually, I will admit, this is one of my favorite tricks. It's really cool. It looks really nice, especially if you've never seen it before. But, so basically, as you can see, I warped here to Kakariko. I'm going to be calling Epona to me, and then I'm going to get on Epona, obviously. And then I'm going to head out to Elven Province Hyrule Field, because there, you know, there's a glitch that I can do there. So might as well go and do it. And so yeah, this is just a really cool trick. Like, honestly, there's really no reason to do this. I just want to show it off because it looks really cool. But yeah, so basically, once we're in this area, once the game actually loads, get off Epona right here. So I want to pull up the map and show, so you see this little green path right here. that exists right now, but the problem with it is there's this bridge right here is actually broken right now, and we can't actually finish that, like, we can't actually fix it until after we've beaten Goron Mines, actually. But the thing is, the loading zone that, like, because normally it would lead into this area, the loading zone still exists. It's just you normally can't get to there. But of course, this is a Let's Glitch. We're doing glitches. We can get there, and we can actually enter Lanayru Twilight through through the second back entrance, I guess, because we entered through another back entrance earlier. But yeah, we can enter through here and get into Castletown and get the bug from there. So in order to do that, there are 2 glitches we need to do with this. So the very first glitch is called Map Glitch. Now, this glitch is pretty cool. Basically, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to hit the map button and the Midna button, which is the Z button on GameCube, on the same frame, and hopefully it works. So basically, you want to do that, and then if you know to know you got it, if you cancel out, and then this happens where Midna like talks to you immediately without pressing the button again, that's how you know you got it. But of course, because of how this trick works, you don't really have a chance to actually check to make sure that works. But fortunately, there's actually a really consistent, really easy method of doing this. So what you want to do is pull out OoB, apparently. No, not yet. So basically, literally unplug your controller, if you're on the GameCube version. And again, this actually, I guess I didn't say this. This is only possible for the Wii version, this is only possible on 1.0, and it works with a different method. I think I'll have to point that out at some point. But yeah, so basically, in the GameCube version at least, if you unplug your controller, hold the map button, and hold the Midna button, and then plug the controller back in, and then warp somewhere, what this does is it triggers the game's warping sequence, but then Midna interrupts you, and thus interrupts the warping sequence, and then you can cancel out of that. And so you might think, well, that's pointless, that didn't do anything. And, well, you're wrong, because a remnant of the warping sequence, like an effect of it, is still active. And so, basically, if I get on Epona and start riding backwards into Kakariko, it'll pretty quickly become evident what it is. Man, this path is a lot longer than I thought it is. Yeah, so, you'll notice, I'm in the floor a little bit, and, you know, there's no textures over there. Yeah, basically what Map Glitch did is it deactivates the loading zones. So basically any loading zone in the room, which includes places that are like loading zones that take you to separate rooms, and also even void out triggers, all of those are deactivated. And so you can't void out anymore, you can't go into other rooms. The only way to deactivate this glitch is to warp again or save and quit. So, or I guess technically to reload the room would fix it, but of course you can't normally do that. But anyways, so yeah, right here, as you can see, I'm kind of out of bounds now with this map glitch. Oh, and by the way, the reason that the map glitch kind of works, I'm pretty sure is because during the warping sequence, like right at the start, the game tells all of the loading zones to sort of like deactivate, so that I guess you can't like hit a loading zone and warp at the same time, maybe that has something to do with it. But yeah, that's what happens. But then when you interrupt the warp with Midna, it just doesn't reactivate the loading zones. So that's just something that happens. But yeah, so now that we've done that, you'll notice we can actually go out of bounds and with Epona, and we're literally walking in midair. But I want to do something with this. This isn't the only thing that I want to do, because as I mentioned, I want to go to the loading zone that's way over there, but of course, because I deactivated all of the loading zones, I can't do that. So what I need to do is I need to put Epona somewhere where I can get back onto her after I've saved and quit. Save, quit, and reloaded. So basically what I want to do is I want to place her underneath the ground, actually over there, like in that front path area there that I was just on. But it's a little unfortunate because I need to actually lower Epona's height because she is way too high. We can't actually, we can't actually put her under the ground if we're above it, obviously. But fortunately, there is a way of doing it. Unfortunately, though, it's kind of dumb. So what we need to do is we actually need to start riding towards this area right here. And, okay, I missed it. We need to start riding towards basically the gorge, and Epona at some point will start riding down the wall, and then we need to go back in bounds really quick, or back out of bounds really quickly. So like right there. So as you can see, Epona sort of started falling, so now I'm further down than I used to be. And so then with this new height that I am at, I'm going to ride Epona underneath the ground here. I don't want to clip back inbounds though. I need to be careful about this. Okay, I want to go up a little more. This should be good. This should be perfect, actually. And then once I've done that, I can dismount, and you'll see Epona is still out of bounds there. And then once I do that, I want to save and quit, and actually I'm going to do it on the other memory card. But yeah, I want to save and quit, and that will, as I mentioned, it will reload the room. Oops, I can reset. It'll reload the room, and thus the loading zones will be back to being active, which is pretty great. And so with that, we are going to be able to hopefully get into the other loading zone. And so as you can see, once this game actually loads again, you can see Epona is still there. Epona's position saves, and so we can literally just get on Epona, so I'm going to do just that. And, oh no, this is bad. Don't go back inbounds. Okay, there we go. So yeah, this is the second glitch. This is Epona out of bounds. Basically, by putting Epona out of bounds and then saving and quitting and then getting back on Epona, you can ride Epona anywhere you want, basically, out of bounds. But I need to be very careful here, because there's actually, if I enter any of the void trigger, or like, if I go near any voids, I'm going to start sinking down in height, and I don't want that. And that's actually, especially because I respawn the loading zones, if I do that, I will void out, and I don't want to do that, obviously. So anyways, now that I've done that, I can ride this way, and literally, this big, scary, ominous Twilight wall, oops, oh, I don't have any. What is that over there? No, really, what is that? Okay, hold on, guys. I'm going on an adventure. I need to find out what this is. Okay. So it's a warp portal. Interesting. Okay, that's cool. I actually didn't know about this. The warp portal is still active. This is the Lake Hylia warp portal. Well, I guess you don't normally get a real close-up view of warp portals, so here's a real close-up view. Closer than you'd want. That's really cool, though. I actually didn't know this was here. Nice. Interesting. Okay. Anyways, back to our regularly scheduled glitches. Alright, so now that I'm back over here, you'll notice this little area over here. Yeah, this is the loading zone that leads to the Twilight area. Or that leads to Castletown, basically. But I need to be very careful, because just like the Kargorok Skip, if you get grabbed as human, the game crashes. If you enter any loading zone while you're on Epona that will lead into a Twilight state, the game will crash. So you need to be pretty careful that you don't accidentally trigger the loading zone here. I need to go a little closer, I think. Is that close enough? I think I can get away with a little closer. Maybe something like that. Okay. So once you've done that, you just want to turn around. Now that I think about it, oh, actually, I am still way too far away. Never mind. Is that good? I'm gonna hit the loading zone, aren't I? I'm really scared. I don't normally do this trick because, I mean, as I mentioned, there's no reason to do this trick in any category other than low percent. But I think I can go a little further back. And then once you've done that, you want to just backflip off. And if you do everything right, you should land into the loading zone, like I did right here. And what that does is it puts you into this area. And so as a result, you have, this is the second back entrance into Lanayru Twilight. And so that's pretty great. And as you can actually see, you're never supposed to be able to come into this room in Twilight, and so as you can see, the Poe-Soul is actually still here. I'm going to skip by the Poe-Soul, though, because I'm not technically supposed to have done this. But anyways, so yeah, once you come through this room, it'll be pretty evident that actually this door right here is locked. You can't actually get through there. But anyways, so now that I've done that, I actually need to go back and get the Castletown Warp Portal, because I skipped that by doing this trick. And actually, that's the reason that low percent does that trick, is because it skips the warp portal. But anyways, so now that, yeah, I'm just going to go and get the portal. But yeah, it's, come on, guys, okay. But yeah, that trick is extremely annoying, and as a result, because you have to backflip off, I'm not sure if it is possible on the Wii version. I might be wrong about that. because you might be able to like ride more towards the front and then just like actually get off of Epona normally, or like even ride Epona into the, or like ride Epona and like fall down onto the platform and then get off. So that part might still be possible. I'll have to check, but it might not be. But anyways, so yeah, now that I've come out here, we can just do this Shadow Beast fights that we totally skipped, and then go back and get the one bug that's in Castletown. Again, I don't know why they put this bug in Castletown. It makes absolutely no sense. It's just, it's way too far out of the way, and they're, like, I don't know why you needed to do this, but I don't know. But anyways, oh, and I guess one more side effect of doing the back entrance is that you never actually see this cutscene right here. It doesn't spawn because it's only set to spawn the first time you enter through this door, in Twilight at least. But anyways, oh, and one other thing that I want to mention, because of how slow Wolflink's movement is in Castletown, it's actually faster to do a bunch of dash cancels. So like by doing a dash and then canceling with a B attack, it's faster to travel around like this than it is to just, you know, travel normally. Because, yeah, actually, I don't even know if I mentioned it, but a Wolflink's movements is like, the speed changes depending on what area you're in. Some areas it'll be like 45 or something, which is like most outdoor areas and whatnot. What was that? Okay, sorry, there was just some random noise outside. Anyways, oops, that's not where I'm warping. Warp into Lake Hylia. So yeah, I broke my train of thought. I literally can't remember what I was talking about now. Oh well, doesn't really matter. But anyways, so now that we're in Lake Hylia, we can head over here to Fierre's hut, this bug that's over here. This is probably the bug that's prevents you from being able to get the vessel early. But yeah, so we're going to come here and get this bug. Hopefully he doesn't fall into the water. Okay, it doesn't look like, yeah, no, he didn't. That's good. Sometimes he can fall in the water. Actually, that's a funny thing that I should bring up. On the Wii 1.0 version of the game, if you kill a bug into water, its dead carcass won't check with the water, like it won't have collision with the water, and so it'll just fall down to the bottom. You'll still be able to collect the tear, because I believe the tear kind of like travels back to where you are. But yeah, it's kind of funny that that's like that. That was fixed in like every other version of the game. But any 1.0 version, I think, will have that problem, pretty much. But anyways, now that we're in the Kargorok flight here, we have 4 bugs to collect here. That's a bit much if you ask me, but whatever. And so you'll notice I skipped by that first bug. The reason I did that is because he's going to fly forwards and kind of just fly right in my line of flight right there, and so I can just collect him without having to go at all out of the way for him, basically. So I think that ends up saving like 1 second, so it's kind of fun. But anyways, I know we just have the last 2 to get, and right after we do that, we're actually going to bonk and end up back in Lake Hylia. So I'm going to hopefully do it off the ground here. Yes, right there. It's just the fastest way to do it. But if you fail doing it off the ground, you can just do it off the wall. It works all the same. And then no, I don't want to try again. And what that'll do is that'll put me right here on, if it'll load, right here on this platform that has the second last bug. So just, it's really cool. I really like that routing idea where you actually just like use or you actually like crash into the wall and that brings you over to here. It's really cool. But anyways, actually right away here, I want to bring up something. The Wii 100% routes, I believe this is in the routes, I haven't actually looked at the route, but these platforms right here, I'm actually going to go and do show off a Wii exclusive trick, basically, that involves these platforms right away. Okay, so this trick is basically the same thing as what we did back when the water was low on the Wii version, where basically we're going to be doing a mid-dive into Lakebed Temple. So just like last time, by doing a mid-dive off of, you know, a platform right by the edge of the water here, you can sink down in the water, and then you're falling fast enough that you clip through the floor, and then after that, you just need to cancel the text and then swim to the loading zone. But this trick, at least, this version of it, is so much worse. it's so bad. Because, I mean, first off, you have much less time to actually cancel the mid-to-text because you're a lot further away from the loading zone than you were last time when you were doing it with water low. And so, like, it's a lot harder that way, but also just getting the right position to actually get the mid to dive here is really dumb, because like the hitbox of this platform is like really finicky. Like Link doesn't even look like he's standing on the platform pretty much, but he is. But yeah, so eventually, yeah, right here. So you can get the mid to dive and then cancel it after a certain point, and then if you did everything right, you can swim to the loading zone. But this is a very hard trick, and it looks pretty bad. But anyways, once you do that, you can just swim to the loading zone and get into Lake Bed Temple and do everything as normal. But anyways, back to the GameCube version. Okay, so now that that's been shown off, we can just start the fight here. With Boss Bug. It's kind of a weird name. Reminds me of an animated movie that I never want to see. But anyways, so yeah, we can actually do something pretty cool with this fight. Now, I'm kind of in a bad position for this, but I can get onto this platform. Once the bug goes around 180 degrees, I can actually, if you do two jumps backwards, attack him and then do another jump onto him after he's raised up from the platform a bit, you can actually get a quick re-grab on the bug, like I just did. So yeah, it ends up saving actually quite a bit of time overall throughout the fight, because yeah, you can do this the second time as well, so you don't have to wait for him to like come and attack you again, and plus it's fun to do. But yeah, so just with that, the timing for the second jump attack varies just based on how far above or like below the water level he is, or I guess the platform. And then right there, I guess I didn't really mention what I was doing, but if you do a B charge on all of the tentacles, and then sort of walk off on the corner, like almost walk off the bug right by the one tentacle, and then release, what happens is you'll like attack the first tentacle, but then you'll bonk, and then that'll end the sequence early. You don't actually have to like hit all of the tentacles, and I don't know why that is exactly. I guess the cutscene is triggered to start once you release the B attack. It just waits until the B attack is done, sort of thing. But anyways, now that we're done that, now that we're done with Twilight, we're no longer in Twilight. So I'm going to transform into human real quick here. And then that's going to be the end of the episode, because it is quite, I'm not actually sure how long it is because I have to cut out a bunch of stuff. But yeah, we're done. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, click that like button. If you didn't, click the dislike button. Follow me on the links in the description, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!